Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a quarantine glow up routine. This is the kind of thing that I'll do if I was going to an event, if I'm getting ready to go out to the pubs, to meet everybody again. This is the kind of routine that I would do if I'm going somewhere and I just kind of want to get glam and feel nice about myself. So if you want to see how I get this look, from nails, tan, face care, skincare, hair care, makeup, everything, then please keep watching. Right, so step one for me to go from like this to glam is to sort my skincare out, to sort my hair out. I've got old nail varnish on, you can see it's chipping. I don't know if you can really tell, but my fake tan's starting to come off. I've got under the skin spots starting to come up. So first thing that I do is put a face mask on. And this is a face mask that I use all the time. And this is just the number 7 Instant Results Nourishing Hydrating Mask. So I'll put that on first. Actually, first thing I do is put music on. So I feel good instantly, want to get into the mood of just like glow up, self-care, chill out. And of course, it's got to be Beyonce, it's always Beyonce. So I leave this mask on for 10 minutes, so I just set a timer. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Cool. So I've got a 10-minute timer on, so now I'm just going to talk you through what I kind of do in the shower. So obviously I'm not going to take you in the shower, it's not that kind of channel. First thing I'll do is exfoliate all my tan off with the exfoliating mitts. These ones are just from Primark. So I will exfoliate with this, which is just a number 7. It's number 7. Reed Soap and Glory creamy body wash, and then you can just, it says it cleanses, shaves and moisturizes. So I'll exfoliate my body with this, or I will use this again, Soap and Glory, and I just do a couple of pumps of this. Again, you can tell that they're well used. I've got a crusty bit on the end, it's weird. So put this on, lather it on, scrub my tan off, and then I'll go in with this all over and shave everywhere, ready for my tan. So sometimes I will do a double cleanse, or instead of a face mask I will do just like a normal cleanser, and I really like this number 7. It's a just like melting gel cleanser. Then I just put this on dry skin, and it, from the warmth of your palms and your fingertips, it just melts any old makeup off. This is the kind of thing that I use if I've been wearing a lot of makeup recently and I just want to get everything off. Even if you use the micellar water, you might have just a bits of makeup on your face still, so I will go in with this. But because I've got the mask on, I won't use this. And then whilst I'm in the shower, I will use the Vitamin C Soap and Glory facial wash, and to finish off I will use a scrub as well, just to get any blackheads, dead skin, exfoliate the old skin off, and this will leave it nice and soft. So that is what I will do before the shower and in the shower, and then I'll show you what I do when I get out. Right, so I'm back, I've had my shower. As you can see, my hair is all curly. I've kind of let it just air dry mainly, so I'm just going to give it a brush through, throw it up for now, and finish off some skincare. I'm just going to use a toner just to get rid of any excess makeup or fake tan that's still on my face. So this is a number 7 toning water, and I'm just going to use a large oval cotton pad, and then you'll see all the grease and grime and makeup that's still on here, even though I've done a face mask and I've cleansed it twice. So I've just put a few spots on there. That's everything that was still on my face. You can kind of see it's slightly discoloured. Even though I've washed it and cleansed it twice, there's still dirt and grime on there. So now that I've finished with my face, for the minute I'm just going to let that toner dry for a bit. I'm going to move on to my body. So I'm just going to put some moisturiser on all over. Later on I will be doing fake tan, but I'll do that tonight. I like to tend to sleep in my tan. I don't like to do it during the day, especially if it's hot, it's sticky, you're going to sweat. Even though you probably like sweat in the night, I just much prefer to sleep in my tan, wake up and shower it off. So for now I'm just going to moisturise with the Garnier Intense 7-Day Moisturiser. To be honest, I am not really loyal to any moisturiser brands. I kind of just use whatever people buy me for Christmas. So this is the one that I'm going through at the minute. So I'm going to moisturise specifically my elbows and my knees, my chest, anywhere that I know that I get dry and fake tan clings to. So I've already exfoliated, scrubbed off all the old tan, and then I'm just going to moisturise. Pan you down a bit so you can see the rest. Also I'm just wearing like an extremely old boohoo little play suit, which has now been stretched so much it kind of just hangs, but this is just whatever I put on, you know, after a shower or when I go on holiday and want something just to throw on to get ready, not overheat. This, it's great. I even just ordered a new one which came today in red. Again, I have had this for about 5 years and it lasts, and it's just something you can just throw on after the shower when you're on holiday when it gets too hot, especially like nowadays when we're having these heat waves. I don't basically want no clothes on, and this is the closest thing that I can find just to being cool and comfortable and having nothing cling to you either. Okay, so now that I've done that and moisturised my body, my toner has dried, so I'm going to do some moisturiser on my face. And you've probably all seen this before in a lot of like get ready with me's or spend the days with me. I always use for skincare number 7, so I've got the number 7 day cream which I just pop on each cheek, and this just makes sure that your skin stays really hydrated, soft, and then ready for makeup. Even though I'm not doing makeup today, I will do like the glam part of the glow up tomorrow after the fake tan. This is just part of like my normal routine. Say if I was like going out for a night out or preparing for something, this is the kind of routine that I would do. So as well as like a quarantine glow up, this is just like what I would do before an event. And then I go in with some eye cream, even though I'm only 22. Seems a bit premature, but I don't think it is. Like, you can just do eye cream at any age. Make sure to do the eyelids as well, and the inner corners and the crow's feet. And then I go in with a lip balm. Again, I'm not loyal to any particular lip balms. I just use what people buy me and what I've had. This one is actually a Christmas one, so that just shows how long I've had it. I think it came in a pack, so I've had this for a while. But I mean, does lip balm ever really go off? And then sometimes it just depends how my skin is feeling. If it's feeling really dry and it needs some more hydration, I will then go in with a facial oil. I'm not going to do that today. My skin feels pretty soft, so I'm just going to leave it there for skin. And then I will move on to drying and sorting my hair. Okay, so what I do to my hair is I try and let it dry like 80% in the towel, or once I've taken it out of the towel, because I don't want to use that much heat on it. When I do, I use a heat protector, which is just, again, I'm not loyal to any particular brands. I just use what people get me. I think you can tell that I'm not really that into like specific things. Things just kind of, I don't even know how much this actually does. I just use it because I think it smells nice and it makes you feel a little bit more protected. So it's just the Tony & Guy Heat Protecting Mist, and I will just spray this all over. I will get ready to blow dry my hair. And then I will use that spray again if I was to then go in and curl it or straighten it or style it, but because I'm going to do all of that tomorrow, today is just more of the prep day and tomorrow is more of like the glam day, I won't be putting any more heat on it, so I am just going to do a very quick time lapse of me blow dry my hair. You're probably all really bored of me doing these time lapses now. If you are, just let me know, but I just quite like doing them, to be fair. It's just so quick, so I'm just going to do a quick little time lapse of me blow dry my hair, and then I will be back. is all blow dried. It's very fluffy, very thick, so I use a serum just to try and tame it a little bit, and also for the ends of my hair as well. So I just use pretty much any serum. At the minute I'm using a L'Oreal what's it called, Extraordinary Oil. So I just do a pump and a half and then run it through the ends like that, and then with whatever's left on my hands I just kind of go more kind of to the roots, just to try and tame any flyaways and that kind of thing. And sometimes even once I've styled my hair I'll do a little bit of serum just again to tame it, because my hair is very thick, very thin, frizzy. So yeah, I'm just going to put it in a bun because I'm not going to do any more styling or heat to it today. So now that the hair and the skin is done, we're going to move on to the nails. Like I said, I've had these on for a while. They're starting to chip. They are too long for me, and also my toes really could do with a bit of TLC, so we'll move on to that. So I'm back in the spare room. This is where I come and do my nails because I've actually got a desk that I can sit at. Again, I know it's not the most aesthetically pleasing room, but it's just kind of the place that I come when I come and do my nails. I won't show you in full detail of how I do my nails because I do have a whole video all about that, about how I do my gel nails at home. So I'll link that in the description box below if you're interested in a more in-depth video about what I use, the lamp, how I do it, tips and tricks for doing your gels at home. Again, we're still in lockdown, even though things are lifting slightly, but this is a quarantine get ready with me. And during quarantine, there's no nail shops open, so I'm doing my own nails from home as well as my toes. I will be shellacking my toes as well. Again, it's the same kind of process as doing my nails. So if you're interested in how I kind of do that, I will link that video down below, but I'll show you a before and after. So this is the before. And I'm not going to show you my toes because I honestly think I have the most disgusting toes in the world. I have my grandma's feet, and to say no more. So I'll show you before and after. So after basically like 2 hours, honestly shellac takes me so long to do. I've shellacked my toes and shellacked my nails. I have finished, so this is what they look like. I can't lie, they aren't the neatest, and also I think the nail varnish was right at the end of its life, so it's kind of a bit streaky, but it will do for now. Like I say, it's just to make you feel a little bit better. So this is the colour on my nails, and then my toes are a grey. So now that I've done my nails, I've exfoliated, I've showered, I've done my hair, I've done some skincare. The next step for me is to fake tan, so I will do that in the evening, so we'll see you then. Okay, so the next step in my quarantine glow routine is of course fake tan. So I've moisturised. This will be a couple of hours ago, but for you it will be a couple of seconds ago. I've done my skincare, so everything's moisturised, exfoliated and soft and ready and prepped for the fake tan. So the fake tan that I use is the St. Moritz tanning mousse. I have used this for years. It's pretty much the only tanning mousse and fake tan that I've used other than like a gradual tanner. And for me, I really enjoy it. I just use the one in dark. So I'm going to apply hopefully a thin layer of this, but sometimes I just go a bit wild and then I end up doing like 2 or 3 coats, then I end up pretty brown. So I use this as my fake tan, and then the tanning mitt I use, which I've only just used, is this one. And this is a luxury velvet double-sided tanning mitt with a thumb. And this has really changed my tanning game, because I used to just use the really cheap tanning mitts that are like a glove but don't have the thumb. And it's one-sided, so it's very simple, very cheap, which works for a lot of people. But for me, I would really try and rub that tan in so much that I'd end up spreading my fingers like that, and my thumb would pop out the side, so I end up getting a really brown, orange, green, weird-looking thumb, and the tan would seep through the mitt. So I think it really is worth investing in a good mitt. I think for this, it only cost me about £8 from Boots, and I think you can get similar kind of things from Amazon. And yeah, I definitely think having a really good mitt definitely makes a difference to your fake tanning routine. So I'm going to go from pale to pretty dark in just a few seconds. So just in the middle of fake tanning now. I've done the bottom half of me. Obviously I'm not going to pan down all the way because the best way to do fake tan is obviously to do it in the nude. So I'm just going to show you how I tan my top half and how I tan my arms. So I've got my mitt, got my tan, so I just do for like my arm, like a pump, yeah. And make sure to get the elbow. Probably can't really see the colour right now, but this fake tan does have a colour guard, so you can kind of see where you've applied and where you haven't. And also standing in front of a mirror, so I can kind of see whereabouts I have got and where I haven't. It's really difficult to do kind of around your armpits. For me, I don't like to actually fake tan my armpits because I just think fake tan really makes me smell BO. I don't know if it's just me, but fake tan really makes me stink. Makes my armpit stink for a long time. So this is the amount that I've got, and then I'm just going to do my forearm. So you can see there where I've applied it because it's got the colour guard, and that was actually probably way too much. Could have done my whole arm with just that amount, but you know, don't forget to do your hands and your knuckles and in between your fingers. So that's how I just do one arm. Now I have to concentrate, otherwise I think if I end up filming this whole thing on camera, I will just end up messing it up. So I will be back when I've completely fake tanned. So I am back. I have completely fake tanned now. I'm not sure how well you can tell. Obviously I use natural lighting and it's the evening now. It's coming up to 8 o'clock. So hopefully you can kind of tell that I've tanned a little bit, and I will then sleep in this, like I said, overnight and wash it off in the morning. So I'll come back to you tomorrow once I have laid in this overnight and showered it off, and then tomorrow will be more fun because this is the prep day and tomorrow's going to be the glam day, and that's going to be the real glow up of this whole transformation. So I will see you in the morning. The next day I have slept in my tan. Clearly I've just rolled out of bed. I mean, look at the state of me. But yeah, I need to wash this tan off and then we can start doing the real glow up, which is where we get glam. See you then. Why do I do that? See you then. So I'm out the shower. I have, as you can see a bit more now, I've just a more natural glow. I have moisturised my face and also moisturised my body. I decided not to show you that because I've pretty much already showed you how I do and what kind of products I use. So now we're going to move on to the hair. So I'm thinking like quarantine glow up glam has to be some sort of like bouncy, beachy, curls, waves. So I'm just going to curl my hair with the straighteners, and then I'll kind of show you what I do when I get to the top of my hair. So I will do just 1 or 2 examples and then I will come back once I get to the top section. So I always partition my hair. I just use a little grip and then I use the heat protectant, and then I do that with each individual layer. So starting with the bottom one, I kind of just section it just kind of around where my ears are. Just going to spray it with some heat protectant. To be fair, this is probably a bit too much. And then again, it's the same heat protectant that I used when I was blow drying. Give that a brush through, and then these are the straighteners that I have. Don't touch them, they're hot, mental note. And they're just the Remington straighteners. I didn't have my own straighteners for the longest time. When I was younger and I used to curl and like style my hair for school, I would never straighten it. I pretty much always have my hair curly, but that's because I have a natural curl to my hair. So for a while I would just use just like water and a mousse, and then I would just go to school with my hair like naturally curly. But then that took up a lot of time, so then I used to just use the hair curlers. So these hair straighteners were only bought for me like 2 or 3 years ago for Christmas, and now I use straighteners all the time, and I prefer to curl my hair with straighteners now over using the curling tongs. But that's because the curlers that I have now are a very small barrel, so the kind of curls that you get are more corkscrew, and I much prefer having a looser wave. So this is how I curl my hair with straighteners, and then just twist as I come down. I just catch it just for a few seconds, just so it kind of sets a little bit, because I then, after once I've done my whole head of hair, I like to throw it forward, give it a little like tussle, and then I'll spray it with hairspray, because I don't like them to stay super tight, super curly. I like them to have a bit of a wave to them more than a real curl, and just to be a bit more bouncy. So that's that one. I'll do a couple more and then I will come back when I'm at the top of my head to show you what I do then. So I do the curls alternatives. I do one way, one forwards, so that it all clump together. And then I'm doing this one the opposite way, so I'm curling it towards me and sort of just turning as I go. And then hold it just for a few seconds and then let it go, just like that. So you can see it's not super curly from the roots, it's more just kind of curly from the bottom. One's going one way and one's going the opposite way. So that's how I kind of do the curls with the straighteners, and I'll come back when I have got to the top layer. So I'm back, I have done all the bottom layer of my hair, and now just to do the top. Just so you can see the top of my hair, I'm just going to take this out, the grip, and then I just section it into my parting. Start with this side first. And for the top of my hair, this is if I'm going out, if I have an event, if I want my curls to last and frame my face, this is what I do. If I just comb my hair every day, I don't do this step. I just do this for like a special event, like I said, and for a glow up. And then what I'm going to do is pin curl. So I am going to roll that curl back up. And then I'm just going to get one of these little crocodile clips and pin that in place. So leave that there. So that's just going to be really bouncy by the time I let it go. Moving on to the bits here, which really frame my face. And you want to curl them and pin them in the way that you want them to sit and fall. Otherwise, it's just going to all go a bit dodgy. And just pin these in place. I mean, for some people and for some events you can pin curl your whole hair, but for me, because I have so much of it, and the same with rollers, I only do that kind of thing if I really have a lot of time and if I can sit in them all day. If not, and it's still an event that I want my hair to be bouncy for, I will just pin curl the front. And then this is my very front piece that will sit by my face. So I'm just going to roll this one up now. Right, so this is going to look a bit crazy, but this is how I just kind of do my hair. I'm just going to go around and see if there's any extra bits like this bit here. Could do with a bit more of a curl. I'm just going to kind of hairspray these two front bits here, and then I will kind of do the rest afterwards. So this is the hairspray that I use. It's actually my boyfriend's, but I don't ever bother buying hairspray. I don't really use it apart from special events, if I really want my hair to hold and to stay in place. So I just steal his, which is this Shockwave one. And then we can move on to makeup. So now that my hair is done, it is pinned in place, I'm going to move on to makeup. So I've come a little bit closer, you can kind of see what kind of thing I want to do. And if I'm honest, I'm probably just going to do my usual, like if I was to go out or if I'm going for a few drinks, that kind of makeup. So usually that's quite glowy, bronzy. Sometimes I'll go colourful, but I think if I'm honest, it is typically like a brown, neutral, smoky eye, bit more muted, and then maybe a bit of a shimmer on the lid. So that's probably the kind of thing that I am going to go for today if I'm keeping it kind of what I would usually go for. So let's start with skin. Sometimes when I do fake tan, I actually don't like to do foundation, so I think that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to kind of give foundation a bit of a skip. I think my skin looks quite healthy, quite glowy on its own. I don't think it really needs that much coverage. Obviously I have a couple of spots here, but I can just cover that with concealer. So I'm just going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind, and I have a mirror to the side of me, so if I'm looking to the side, it's just because I'm just looking as a reference. And then I kind of just like to do in between my brows here. I've got a couple of spots, and that's really all I like to do. I've been very prepared and already pre-dampened my beauty blender, so I'm just gonna whack that on. So that's really all I kind of do. Sometimes if I want a little bit more coverage or just to brighten my under eye, I'll go in with a bit of a lighter concealer. For this one, I'll just use the Revolution one. I've had this for so long. I was quite late again to this hype. People have seen it was very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape one. I mean, I haven't tried that one, so I can't say as a comparison. I do really like this one. It is very thick, but I think it does run out quite quickly, so I use it really if I'm just, either if I'm quite pale because it is light, or if it's a special occasion, I kind of if I want to kind of double up on my concealer and just brighten up that under eye. I don't know what the weather's like where you guys are, but for us here it's been so up and down recently. A few days ago it was lovely, was having a heat wave. It was actually, when I say lovely, it was kind of uncomfortably warm. I know as Brits we always complain it's either really hot and it's too hot, or it's rainy and we want to be in warm climates, but we don't have aircon here, so I feel like we're allowed to kind of moan a little bit because we are not really prepared for the heat. But yeah, now it's miserable. It's meant to rain all week, which I think we probably need because it's been so humid recently that it has been kind of really sticky and gross. So hopefully after a bit of rain it will be a bit more comfortable and then it will warm up again. I think that's what the weather forecast is saying, that it's meant to be warming up a little bit, so fingers crossed. I know the pubs are meant to be opening this weekend for 4th of July. I am going to give that one a skip if I'm honest. I know it's like a glow up, getting ready to go back outside, heading out, and a lot of people will be heading out on the 4th of July, going to the pubs, having a drink. But for me, it's like with a lot of things that's opened up during quarantine, because it's one thing that hasn't been open and now it is, everyone wants to do it, everyone wants to go there. It was the same with B&Q opened, everyone wants to do house DIY and paint something because everyone's off work. And then KFC opened, all of a sudden everyone wants KFC, and then McDonald's opened and everyone wants a Mackey's. So it's the same kind of thing with the pubs. The pubs are opening and everyone wants to go to the pub because it was closed for so long. But don't get me wrong, at first I was like, yeah, I want to go to the pub, I want to sit outside in the beer garden, see my friends and just kind of have a bit of normality back. But I think knowing that everybody's going to be doing that, and the pubs aren't going to be the same either, are they? Because the whole point of, I was speaking to my dad earlier on FaceTime, and he was kind of the one that made me realise that he's saying when he goes drinking in his village, he kind of goes out because half the fun of going to the pub, if you go out in a village and stuff, you know people, is to do the mingling. and to see people that you've not seen for a while, have a catch up. Oh, I've seen Sarah, I'm going to go speak to Sarah, there's John, going to speak to John, that kind of thing. You can't do that. You have to stick to one table with the people that you've come with, which is like, I think it's like a 2 household limit on a table, which if you live on your own, that's shit. It's you and somebody else potentially. And then you can't mingle, you can't go inside. I think it's meant to rain, so I mean, yeah, it's just not gonna be the same. What a weird year. Isn't it crazy that we're literally halfway through the year and yet, like, I've honestly done nothing? I feel like my mindset and my brain is still stuck in March. I'm just gonna move you down a little bit. Yeah, I feel like I'm stuck in March. In my mind, I'm still 21, I've not had my birthday. It's not been Easter. We've certainly not had summer in my mind. But, you know, just got to kind of get on with it and really just make up for it for the time that we have when we're out of lockdown for the end of the year, and also just to make up for it next year, just do more travelling, do more things. Does anybody else's powders do this? This is so annoying. This is what I actually hate about these kind of powders, where they have smashed, I've obviously dropped it, and then the lid's cracked. So now I've got all this powder that's sitting around the edge, and I'm like, how am I meant to open that without it going everywhere? Even though I haven't put much like concealer on or kind of like products on my face, I do like to set it, mainly because I get quite hot. As you can see, I am quite, like, not sweaty, but it is still, even though it's miserable outside, it is humid. So I do, ooh, way too much. Yeah, I do way too much. So now that I've done that, my brows are on, I like to just add a little bit of warmth back to my face, because I think sometimes it can get lost in the powder and the concealer. Blue. I like to add a bit of blush on my nose as well, so you kind of look like naturally sun-kissed. I add some kind of bronzy highlighter. Natural kind of glow. And to my collarbones and kind of the ends. This is kind of what I do if I'm going somewhere special and I've got like this out. I will just put a bit of like shimmer on it so it kind of hits the sun. A bit here. Yeah. Now moving on to the eyes. I'm going to prime them first, and then we can move on to the fun bit. So now that I've just primed my eyes, I'm just going to set it in place just with kind of like an eyeshadow that's similar to my lid colour, or just like a very neutral colour. Again, I'm using the Conspiracy palette. I mean, everything that's going on in the world at the minute right now, is it even the best people to support? Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson? I don't know. I haven't properly read into like the drama of what's going on, but apparently I don't know, do I even want to get into it? I think they are just being caught out in a lot of shit that they have said, that they've done, being racist, and oof, I don't know. I'm just not going to get into it. And then after I've gone in with that, I am going to just kind of do like a basic bronzy . I really want to get into like Tarte makeup and their palettes, because they look so nice and colourful, but I've never tried it. So if anybody has tried Tarte palettes or Tarte makeup, let me know if it's worth it and if it's any good, because I think I might give it a go. Like, I do love this Conspiracy palette, but you know, you just feel like I've done all the looks now. So that's that. Just gonna go in with a darker brown, kind of deepen that crease a little bit. I know I said, I'm making myself laugh. I know I said that I wasn't gonna have this channel as like makeup related, but and this still isn't really like a tutorial, it's like a glow up. But I do enjoy sitting down, playing with makeup, and I can't help myself when I film these kind of videos to tell you what I'm doing. And then it ends up feeling like I'm going against what I said. Oh, I'm not doing a makeup channel, like that's not what it is. And I'm sitting here like, watch me do my makeup. But a makeup is a big part of a glow up, so how could I not? I am actually meant to be going on a socially distanced walk after this, so I also don't want to go too crazy with makeup, like lashes and everything, because otherwise then I'm walking down the street like, hey, fancy blow dry, makeup done, lashes on. So I like the way that that is looking. And now I might just take the tiniest bit of black just to darken it up a little bit more. See, that's just kind of added a little bit of depth and just smoked out a little bit, but I don't want to do anything too intense. I also don't know if I'm going to do lashes with this look. Sometimes I really like the look of makeup when you don't do lashes, and I don't think my own eyelashes are that bad. Like, they can be quite full and quite long. But then sometimes like eyelashes really make a look. So you kind of go from just having like your normal eyeshadow, put lashes on, and like, wow, it's just transformed and it looks incredible. So we'll see. But right now I'm thinking no lashes. A bit more of a softer glam, because if I was like coming out of lockdown right now and going day drinking, let's just say, I know what I said about the pups, but let's just say that's what I was doing, I don't think I would do lashes. Because knowing me, the drunker I get, the more I'm going to faff with them. If I'm sweating, they're going to be coming off. And then it's just a whole look. So I might not do lashes. So I'm quite happy with like the darkness of that. I really don't want to go too dark. I want to have like a natural glam. So I'm going to move on to the lid. And I think I am drawn to just like a shimmery goldish colour. That's typically what I would go for. Cute, I'm happy with that. So I do just like to run a little bit under the eyes. I'm just going to take that light brown under the eye, just so it kind of matches, otherwise it all looks quite top heavy. And I would say that's eyeshadow done. I could also add like a pencil black liner just to the top lid and smoke that out a little bit if you want to go more evening, or just do like a black liquid liner. I am just going to leave it there because, like I said, I want it to be more of a soft glam, and it is daytime. I'm about to go on a social distance walk, so I don't want to go too crazy. And sometimes like a glow up doesn't have to be like really dramatic, crazy, heavy makeup. You can just be like more of a soft, subtle like glow up, just a bit of a shimmer, just a bit of a glow. That's really when I feel nice, is when I've just feel a little bit more healthier with a bit of a glow, just a bit of glowy makeup, have my hair done, but it's not necessarily like thick, heavy duty makeup and feeling completely transformed and different. So I'm just going to add some mascara now. So that's the eyes finished. I've just put a bit of mascara on. Like I said, I didn't want to do anything too heavy. As I started, I thought more of a soft glam. That's kind of what I was feeling. So I didn't do lashes. I haven't done eyeliner, but if you want to kind of make it more intense, you can do those things. So now I'm just going to move on to lips. I'm going to line my lips with the Rimmel Cappuccino, which I'm loving at the minute. And then to go on my lips, I use such a classic. This is my first MAC lipstick that I ever bought and owned, which is of course Velvet Teddy. I've honestly had this for years, and this is how much I've got left. Is this the perfect nude? And then just to top it off, a bit of gloss. So I think gloss just makes you kind of just look a bit healthier, like do the trick. A bit healthier, a bit more glowy. So that is the finished makeup. Like I said, I wanted more of just like a soft glam. So I'm just going to take these clips out of my hair now. You can see kind of the effect of leaving them in whilst doing my makeup. So I'm going to start with this bit on the side. Again, I've got a mirror here. So you can see that it's very bouncy. And then like I said, I'll put my hair down, touch it up a bit and show how I style it, of course. Everyone knows I've got the greys. I haven't had time to, well, the hair salon's opening up this weekend, but I honestly can't even bother to go to the salon at this point. So I will also be touching it with my root spray. And then this bit here too. So you can kind of see how they've set. And then I'm just gonna pop my head forward, give it a good old tussle, and then we'll see how I kind of style it and do a bit of root spray, and then I'll be back. So I've just flipped my hair and pushed it forward, and you can automatically see so much volume from the root, from just pin curling and putting it forward and bringing it back. So now it's kind of like I just mess with it a bit, see how I would want to style it. Do I want to clip any bits back? Do I want to have any hair forward, tucked behind my ear? So even though these are quite curly, I much prefer them when they drop a bit more and they just kind of turn more into waves. Alternatively, if you don't want to wait, you can just brush through them a little bit. So I think I might just do that, just brush through the curls just a little bit at the ends, just so they're not so uniform. I quite like it when they're just a bit more soft. So I think I'm just going to grip this bit out my face. Sometimes I don't want two bits kind of thrown in my face. I do just quite like having one bit out. So I'm just going to use one of these little grips. You just get these from Primark if you're brave enough to go to Primark at the minute. So I'm quite happy with how my hair is looking at the minute. So I'm just going to finish off with some root spray to try and it doesn't completely cover the greys, it just minimises them, and honestly that's fine with me. So I don't know if you can really tell, but in comparison to how they were before, obviously you can still kind of see some greys coming through. I'm really not too bothered. Everyone knows that I've got grey hair, it's whatever. So I'm kind of going to leave the hair and the makeup there. So the last thing to do really is to do some accessories and just to kind of throw an outfit together, and then that's it, the glow up is over. So I'll be back once I've sorted that. So I am back. I have just paired it with this like little Milkmaids little corset top, which honestly I bought ages ago, way before lockdown. Just as something to kind of wear for day drinking, but obviously we've not been out, we've not been anywhere, so this is the kind of top that I would wear if I was to go out now. It's a bit booby, but I mean, whatever. So this is how I would kind of have my quarantine glow up. I've got the tan, the glow. You could do a little necklace, which I think would be really sweet, but I just quite like, I've just done really minimal small earrings. You could also do a pair of hoops. Actually I think I quite like the hoops. Yeah, I think I quite like the hoops with it. It just kind of like adds a bit more like shimmer, gold, like similar with the makeup, like goldy shimmer. So this is the end result. Oh, one more thing. Perfume. And this is my favourite one at the minute. It's Giorgio Armani C. Oh, amazing. So nice. So that is the end result. I really hope you've enjoyed this quarantine glow up. Let me know if you want to do more of these kind of videos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.